So in this video, I'm gonna start by just a quick brush up on the history of computer chess, and then I'm going to go on to where this field is going to go as far as I can see it in its current state. It's been along for a very long time. In 1951, Turing reported some work he was doing on computer chess, which he made a very bad computer program to play chess. And remember, this was before computers were a thing, so he had to execute by hand, and it was, well, pretty bad. Let's be completely honest. Like, beginner level would be a compliment to it. Claude Shannon, who was just this huge founding father of many fields of computer science, along with Turing, was in 1950 wrote an article or a journal paper on programming a computer for playing chess, which the same basic ideas he put down there, which I'll talk more about later, they more or less were are were the foundational ideas for all of computer chess for quite a long time, and only recently have other sort of relatively recently, that is, have our sort of approaches started to, become more accepted and become a thing. Tournament when by the first time a computer program won a tournament with humans in it was in 1976, July 1976, by chess 4+5 in the B section. The B section is a section for players below a certain rating, which means they're below a certain strength. In this case, it would be 1800, which is quite a good rating, in fact. For context, the average tournament player rating is 1500, and this is extremely strong already. And this program just completely destroyed the field in the B section, and that was the first time a chess computer won a tournament with humans in it. So, which is a very impressive feat to do. Program was named Bell, and it reached a master level in 1983. It's worth noting that one of the people behind it was Ken Thompson, who is much better known for having helped develop Unix, which was a very important operating system that you can still see the effects of to this day. It's very interesting that all these big names of computer science, Turing, Shannon, and Thompson all went and did stuff in computer chess, which is just awesome. Six, the at the time strongest computer chess engine, Deep Blue, played a 6-game match against the current world champion at the time, Garry Kasparov. It was defeated, but it did manage to win the first game and draw the third and fourth games. Well, it lost the other three. This was the first time a computer program had been the standing world champion under regular tournament conditions, and there was quite a close match if you look at it. If you look into it more, it was a surprisingly close match, and it showed that the computer was at the very least on par with the strongest human in the world. Who knows? And soon it would get stronger. Then in 1997, the same engine, but improved, defeated the world champion under same conditions. I believe 5.5 to 2.5 in 1997. There are two main approaches to computer chess programming. The traditional approach, which was outlined by Shannon back in whatever year it was, although of course it's been improved since then, is the traditional, traditional handcrafted search sort of thing. And that basically is, so the computer is given a position and told to find the best move, or it's in a game and the position on the board and it's trying to find the best move. So what it does is it says, okay, these are all the possible moves I could play, and then in each of the positions after that, it goes, these are all the positions that my opponent can play, and it keeps doing that for on, until at some point it decides to stop the search, and you just have this tree of game positions, and from that it figures out what the best move is, assuming that their opponent plays perfectly. The other approach I don't know as much about, and it's basically just neural networks. Just throw neural networks at chess and hope it will works out. It uses some search stuff as well, but I don't know the details, and you can check it out. You can look it up and learn about it. This is the sort of stuff that AlphaZero, etc., is doing. Leela, etc., Alstein are doing. Well, the traditional method is what Deep Blue uses. It's what all the other programs I mentioned earlier uses. What the current strongest engine in the world uses, Stockfish. Although in the past, Stockfish has been weaker than some of the neural network engines as well. The traditional approach, as opposed to the machine learning approach, was the dominant approach until relatively recently, actually. In 2016, where AlphaZero developed by Google, which was really the first major neural network program, defeated Stockfish quite handily. And you can find those games publicly available online. It shouldn't be too hard to find them. But that was when people started realizing that, hey guys, this is kind of important. Test programs, the neural networks are gonna be a big thing now. AlphaZero stopped development because Google wasn't interested, but other such machine learning and neural network things like Ally and Leela Test Zero are the main two right now. Peel went and did them, and they're very, very strong right now. And basically Leela and Stockfish, which is the main traditional engine nowadays, have basically been training spots as to which is the stronger. And we've been able to figure that out because there are some computer chess tournaments that are basically constantly going on. Namely, the TCC is a big one, for instance. So we can kind of see which engines at the moment are the strongest, and work is continuing to be done on them. Will Chess Zero is continuing to be trained. Those were the main two approaches. However, in the last few days, which is quite exceptional that they're still finding new stuff. Even today they're still finding new approaches. A new approach has come to the fore that basically takes the search from the traditional engine, Stockfish in this case, and combines it with neural network evaluation, which respectively are the strongest parts of both of those approaches. So it's kind of like get the best of both. And so far, even with extremely limited training and work on it being done, it is extraordinarily strong. At least as strong as all the other engines, if not just stronger. And this could very well be the dominating approach now. And I mean, it's still too early to tell anything, of course, but this is a huge development. And it's awesome to be like, yeah.